Hey everybody, welcome back, and today we're going to be making a box with a sliding lid. Before we get started, we're going to go down here to the model info. That's the lowercase I with the circle around it. We're going to check and make sure that our format is in centimeters and that our display precision is 0.00 centimeters. When we're finished with that, click the arrow to close the panel. If for some reason you can't see the arrow at the top of your panel, you can just press Control- on the keyboard, and that should make the menu small enough to make the arrow appear, and then you can click it and hide it. Okay, next step is we're going to go to our rectangle tool. We can either select it over here on the menu, or we can press the letter R and select rectangle. We'll go to the origin, click one time, and start the box, but we haven't clicked the second time, and then we'll type 50, 100, and that will create a rectangle that is 50 centimeters wide and 100 centimeters deep. These centimeters will be translated automatically scaled by the printer software to be millimeters. So the 50 centimeters will become 50 millimeters. But we're going to work in centimeters. I'm going to delete this guy because we don't really need him. He's kind of in the way. Now I'm going to use the Control and two fingers to slide my two fingers on my trackpad to zoom in. Now I'm going to use the Push-Pull tool, which is the small 3D sandwich looking thing with the red arrow, or I can press the P on the keyboard and click the face of my rectangle and just start it moving in the up direction, then type 50, enter. So now we have a 50 by 50 square face that is 100 deep, and that gives us a rectangular cube. The next step is we're going to give our box walls, because currently it has sides that are 0 centimeters thick and a hollow interior. But we're going to need to have actual material there if we want to print this. So we're going to go to the top surface, and we're going to use the Offset tool. And as you may recall, the Offset tool looks a little bit like a rainbow. Or we can just go back here and press the letter F, and it will use the Offset tool. Now we pull that in just a little bit and type 2, enter, which gives us a 2 centimeter thick wall in SketchUp, which will translate to a 2 millimeter thick wall once it's printed. Now if you notice, the outer edge is still selected, so I don't want that, so I'm going to just click on this face to select it. Then I'm going to go back to my Push-Pull tool. I'm going to click one time and move down just a little bit, and then I'm going to type 48 because I know my box is 50 tall, but I want to go down and leave a 2 centimeter floor. So now I see that it moved down. To make sure that it is in the right place, I'm going to turn on the X-ray view, and I see that my walls are too thick, 2 centimeters thick, and the floor is 2 centimeters high. Okay. The next step I want to start making my lid, but I want to protect the box that I have so far. So I'm going to triple click, and I know that worked because all of the edges turn dark blue and all of the faces turn dotted blue. And then I lightly 2-finger tap on my trackpad, which is a right click on the mouse, and click Make Group. Okay, now that it's a group, it's protected from anything that I put on top of it. There won't be any more changes to the shape until I'm ready to do that. Now I'm going to use my tape measure tool, which is the letter T, and I'm going to zoom in because I just only need the top edge of my shape here. I'm going to go right to this front edge. I'm tilting it a little bit to make sure I get the front edge and not accidentally the back edge. And I'm going to click on that line. Now I'm starting at the midpoint, but it doesn't have to be the midpoint. But what we do have to make sure, you can see how it's easy to get on the wrong axis here. Right now it's on the green axis, which means it's coming toward me, but I want to go on the blue axis. And since it's being very difficult, I'm just going to press the up arrow on the keyboard and lock to the blue axis. And now I'm going to type 2, enter. So now I can see if I come over here to the side that it did in fact put the guide down the front face and not in some other place. All right. From there, now I'm going to click on the top. I'm going to lock to the blue axis and I'm going to type 3, enter. And I'm going to do it one more time. Click at the top edge, pull it down on the blue axis and type 4, enter. So now I have 3 guides that are all 1 centimeter apart, all on the face of the box. And I can turn the X-ray off if the background is distracting. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the sides. I'm going to pull this in 1 centimeter, and then I'm going to do it again at 2 centimeters. And on this side, I'm going to come in 1 centimeter, and again, 2 centimeters. And notice for the sides, I made sure that I was on the red axis. So for these 3 on top, I made sure they were aligned to the blue axis. For the 4 guides I put along the edges, I made sure they were aligned to the red axis. And now that I've got my guides, I can go to my pencil tool, or the line tool as it's called. I'll press L, and I'm going to make sure that I'm at the intersection of these guides. So I can see that because there's a little red X and the word intersection pops up. So I'm going to click, go to the next one, click, go to the next one, click. I'm going to go all the way across, click, down to the right, click, down to the left, click, and back across. So now what I have done is I've made myself this kind of flat hexagon. It is 6-sided, but of course the top and the bottom are much larger than the 4 side angles. Now this creates a shape. There is a flat surface in here that can be extruded. So what we're going to do next is we're going to use the push-pull to push this back to the back wall. And I know that it's 98 centimeters because my box is 100 centimeters and I'm going from the front face to the inside back wall. I don't want to go all the way to the other side. I don't want to go the full 100 centimeters. I just want to go 98. So I could take I can manually do that, or I can take a shortcut and just type 98, enter. And now I have a lid. Okay, now I'm going to triple click that lid, and I know that it worked because all of these lines in the front highlighted blue. If only the top line highlighted blue, that means you only double clicked, and that will not work. You must triple click to get all of the parts of the lid. And then I'm going to lightly tap 2 fingers and make group. So now my lid is in a group and my box is in a group. And I can tell that if I come over here to the right side and I click on the outliner. And the outliner shows that I have 2 groups. If I use the eye, I can turn off these groups. I can hide them. And so what I want to do is, for now, I'm just going to highlight my lid group. I'm going to right click and click the copy. Now I'm going to right click again, and I'm not going to paste this first paste. I'm going to go to the second one that says paste in place. I'm going to click that. Now I have 3 groups on the right. And the reason for that is my box is 1 group, and then I've got 2 of the lids. So I can turn this lid off and turn this lid on. The reason for that is we're going to use one of those to subtract from the box. So I'm going to select my lid, go to the three dots, find the subtract tool in the solid tools, which is right here. It's two little boxes and it says subtract. And because my lid is already highlighted, it's my first selection. So now I just got to go down to the box and you'll see a number 2 inside a little circle and click that. Now I'll press escape to get out of that space bar. And we can see that it cut grooves into the sides of the box and it cut this little slit in the front of the box. Now the lid can slide in and out of that. In fact, we can click on this lid, click the M key, left arrow to lock to the green axis, and I can slide the lid in and out. Now, we're not going to do that right now. I'm going to cancel that. And now we are ready to fix one other problem. So if we hide this lid, we can see that we have this slit here, this slot where the lid slides in, but it has this horizontal space going all the way across. And that horizontal space at the top will cause a problem if we try to print that. Because it's horizontal and it has nothing under it, the printer would build supports all the way across here, and then that would have to be cleaned out, and that could take quite a bit of time. So the other option is we can just eliminate that. And I'm going to do that by pressing the space bar. So I've got my select tool, double click, which puts the box in edit mode. And then I'll use my line tool, letter L. I'm going to click here and there. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to go from the top of the ink part to the top of the box. And now I can use my push-pull to push this back just a little bit, and then it disappears. So now I can use my space bar, click outside to deselect it. I'm going to click the eyeglasses to delete all guides. And then I'll go to my groups, my outliner, and turn on the lid again. And now I can zoom out and see that I can move this lid in and out in its angled grooves, and it will go just back to the back of the box. And now we could put text on this lid, or we could put some sort of decoration, a geometric pattern, whatever. We could put a little groove maybe right here so that we could use a thumbnail to grab the lid to slide it out. That may not be necessary. We can do other things, like we could round these corners to make them not so sharp. But all in all, there we have a simple box with a sliding lid. Happy engineering!